And welcome everyone to another session of Flames of the Divine. Last session's events will be recounted by Heaven.
Oh boy. We departed from Lumdruk and we made our way to the Valley of Life and Death. Not much has gone on. We avoided some savage-looking creatures. And now, we are in the next step of our journey. Wedward?
Short and sweet. All right, so as your cart trundles along the road, do you find yourselves drawing near to a lake? Which is it's a very large lake. It could probably be called an inland sea, except Talos, you know for a fact that this one is all freshwater. And sitting on the south shore, well, on the south shore, really more up against it, is the city of Sakya. Like on land are large sandstone on walls that resemble. Tell me, have you guys ever seen in a picture of the Mansa Musa's palace?
I have not. No.
Never even heard of it.
He was well, Mansa Musa was a very famous, very rich king who lived in North Africa a very long time ago. Yeah, I dropped one of my dice. I'll grab that. And one. And one moment while I pull up a picture of his palace to give you an idea of what you are looking at. And now post that to Discord.
So, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen buildings that look like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what the land at the land part. Like that's generally what the land part and sort of part of the city. It looks like. That's generally that's generally like where visitors to the city stay, and it's where a lot of the commerce and trade takes place. It takes place, but the bulk of the city it is actually on docks, because the city is primarily the home of Gif, who live in the water as or at least have semi-aquatic homes as a matter of preference. So,
makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a whole bunch of docks, houseboats, and occasionally just full-on underwater homes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there's a very large palace is just right in the center of it all. That's not unlike Zorro's domain from Breath of the Wild, but with a more African aesthetic, if you can envision that.
Okay, yeah, I getcha.
Yeah, so that is the city you are approaching. The floor is yours.
Talos gives a good look around. Just an out of character question, DM. How often would Talos's pride trade with Safia, if at all?
Uh, well, you like, eh, well, they traded with the city, like from time to time. Like they'd sell as meat and stuff to the city. They generally wouldn't come to. They generally didn't come to the city directly. Like usually, like their merchants would come to you,
I
or like either that or like they'd have like a riverboat trade traders come along,
I getcha.
Yeah, there's no roads in the Valley of Life and Death except the one that leads to Safia, so a lot of the stuff happens by river.
Okay.
And so you've only been to Safia once, and that was on your way out of the valley.
Mm.
But so go ahead. What were you gonna do?
Yeah, Talos gives a look around and he says, "Huh, doesn't look any different from the last time I saw it." And again, sorry, go ahead.
Did you
Were you
expect it?
I was just gonna say, were you expecting it to be different?
Well, maybe a little bit, but I suppose a year or two away isn't that particularly long. But yeah, sorry. Talos looks to Silo and he says, "So Silo, do you feel your merchant instincts flaring up in here?"
Well, seems very actively bustling, considering it is on the border, I suppose. It wouldn't be a bad area for investment.
Well, if our contact lives around Safia, and it is pretty clear that having contacts here does pay off.
Well, for now, though, we should focus on the objective, try and cut to our contact in question.
Right. Yeah, that's a very good point, yes. I wonder where they are.
You were given an address to go to in the city. It's basically like a hotel on the land side of the city.
Alrighty. Then I guess at our earliest convenience we head over there.
Okay, so you step in. So yeah, you head over there. You find stabling for the horses. That's like they're good. Like you're not going to be able to take them with you into the wild. Because again, no roads. So they're gonna be here for the foreseeable future.
At least until we come back.
Yeah. So if you gonna say like stabling them indefinitely definitely will cost you 10 silver. You can probably talk to Hilna to have that written off as a business expense, but for now it is gonna cost you stuff.
All right, 10 silver, so that's 1 gold, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Talos has money to burn, so he'll pay that for the stabling.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So Talos, it didn't actually even really occur to you to bring this up, but a small issue that's beginning to hit you now. Most of the locals here do not speak common.
Yeah. Talos kind kind of realizes that, and he says, "Oh,
Yeah, like a a, a giant is the main language of the Gith, who are basically in charge of the city. Leonin will also get you by, but as for the rest of you, what languages do you all speak?
Heaven speaks Common, and due to her heritage, she also speaks Primordial.
Okay, Silo.
Draconic and Sylvan.
Uh, okay, you'll so yeah, so the Draconic will help with some of the more reptilian races, like like you see some lizard folk wandering around, and a few UNT here and there. So the Draconic it will serve you somewhat.
Okay.
Rudy.
I posted them in the chat. I also, because I have to stay muted for the moment because yeah. But yeah, I also have comprehend languages.
That will help you. Okay, that will help you understand what they say. It will not do anything to help you speak it though. But okay, so yeah, the Draconic will help you all somewhat. Heaven's not going to be able to talk to. Going to have trouble communicating with the people here, probably.
I do hope our guide could provide. Well, I do hope our contact could provide a little in that aspect. I'm terribly sorry, everyone. It didn't really occur to me that there would be a language barrier.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, if Rudy can use that comprehend language spell, I think we'll be fine.
Well, I suppose we'll get by one way or another. Worst case scenario, don't be afraid to ask me for help if need be. Leonin has gotten me by fairly enough in this city when I last was here, but yeah.
Yeah. Like as you walk through the city, like most most of the locals like speak in this very guttural kind of grunting language that Talos at least would recognize as giant. But enough about but anyway, moving on. Like as you move through the city, like after like the initial like just taking in the sights, it's like not too different from any other busy city. Like there's merchants, there's people moving around, like it's bustling enough. And eventually you pull up to the up to the hotel you checked into. It's a bit larger than the inns you guys have gotten used to at this point. And as you move in, you step into the lobby basically, and it's a big circular room with a large fire pit in the middle and a bunch of tables like just like placed around it. Like you see people, some people are cooking food in the fire, others are just like using it for warmth or light or what have you.
Not a bad place.
Hmm.
All right, so Talus looks to Cielo and he says, Cielo, do you think you can spot anyone here who looks like they may be your contact?
Just considering I never met him per se.
Well, I imagine your eye for detail might be able to pick out someone who seems like they're waiting.
I can give it a shot, see if I look around.
It's a fairly crowded. The room is fairly crowded at this time of day. Like it's getting into late afternoon at this point. So I'm gonna ask you to roll perception.
Ah, I was about to say I was going to use hope to look around the room, flying by.
All right, roll with advantage then.
Because he has a task later.
21. Okay, so you and so you look around, and after about 5 seconds, and you spot Anatar sitting at one of the tables.
Huh, that was easy. Then again, he's kind of the guy who just stands out a little bit too obvious. Scylla speaks as she returns back to her senses.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight on him, and if you're gonna say that.
Scylla's inside, of course, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not bad. Well, now that you think it, there is something slightly off about him. You can't quite place what it is, though.
Scylla does sort of frown as something dawns on her about that.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, he is at his table, he is currently talking to a large GIF. If that like you haven't really seen enough GIF if to know men from one of I mean on site really, but by their clothes you assume that this particular GIF is a woman. Yeah, on account of she's wearing a dress.
Oh, of course. Scylla motions the group down to the table he's at. I see. Well, her contact should be the guy over there.
Wait, Anatar? Did he say he was? Huh. Did he say he was going ahead of us?
If you recall, he did say that. Yes.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, been a couple of weeks.
No worries at all.
Guess he made good time if he's already settled in.
Seems so.
Talus is the first to approach. Hand in the waving to the somebody says, Anatar, how are you?
You gotten here? Safe journey, I hope.
Safe enough. Had to move a rock slide out of the way, but we made good time.
Rock slide. I'm sorry you had to handle it yourself. I hope it didn't set you back too much.
Only by a couple of hours.
Oh, good to. He's gonna roll insight on that. He just seems to think about that for a second, and is like, They like a look of realization crosses his face, and well, I'm certainly certainly glad to hear that. My manners. So, oh, everyone, I would like you to meet one of my contacts in this fine city, Ulern. And Ulern, and these are Hilna's scout team that I was telling you about. They will be the ones actually and investigating the temple. Let me spell out her name for you. It's in the chat.
Let me see if I can pronounce it right. Ulin?
In Ulern. Ulyrn.
Got it. Ulern. So like the word learn with U in it. Kinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very difficult name to pronounce unless you speak Giant, apparently.
Fair enough.
Yes. Yes. Now, I assume that you all know the of the stories of that region.
Celia just smiles happily. If you can give a refresher.
And well, it's generally quite a symbol. Explorers go onto that plateau, and then they do not return.
Well, I guess half the fun of investigating it that there's no return policy on it.
and okay, she's gonna make a quick history check. And yeah, she knows. She knows. Like she just eyes the green in coat and out in the Cartographers Guild pin you're wearing, and she just says, "Yes, that is the attitude I would. That is the attitude I would expect from one of your organization."
I'm gonna inspect her style of clothing and articles.
Go ahead and roll a history check.
13.
It's a nice dress.
Very nice dress. Does it reek any royalty on it?
Well, clearly not, but she's definitely like decently well off.
Fair enough. Okay.
Like she's definitely like upper-ish middle class, if you had to hazard a guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, as I said, people go in and they do not come. And they do not come out. But recently is when things have been getting interesting. My brother Ularn is a lieutenant in our guard forces. It is his job. It is their job to, among other things, help keep an eye on the regions of the valley to keep watch for threats. You understand? Now, my brother's particular post is fairly near the plateau. And he has been. Now, I assume you've been told about the Knoll pack that has moved in there recently.
I do remember them coming in recently. Yes, that they were mentioned.
Yes.
Acutely aware.
Yeah. Like she glances at you. Oh, I see. I remain. Yeah, this is going to get interesting.
Talus does give a little bow at her and a smile at her, being called by name.
And she bows back. Actually, go ahead and roll charisma.
Well, I should be fairly good at this.
It's not above a 20. It wasn't above a 20, so I'm not going to lean into it this time. But she gives you a smile and a bow back, like just respectful. Well, my brother is currently the one. Like, as lieutenant of the region, it is his charge to keep an eye on the area. Yes, and he has been telling that someone who is not a gnoll appears to be in charge of them at the moment.
Talos kind of gives like a surprised look to like everyone in the group.
It's probably cultists.
What? Like she just looks at you in utter confusion, Rudy.
Don't worry, that's a common trait with her. Speaking of, do you have any information on this person?
I know only I know only that he well, I'm not supposed to know. I'm not even supposed to know what I told you. This is technically military information, but I'm the lieutenant's sister. I know things. You know how I hear things. You know how it is. And well, I know only that it is a very large, somewhat mostly human-looking man, but with horns.
Scylla raises a hand up as I got the idea now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, possibly one. Well, I mean, it may have been a satyr, but he seemed. I mean, you'd think I'd like to think my brother would know a satyr when he sees one.
No, I think we heard stories of this man that you speak of already.
Oh. From whom?
An associate we met while on the way here.
Huh. And, well, whoever whoever this man is, whoever this man is, well, here's another interesting tidbit for you. The Pack Lord of the Gorskal Pack is apparently nowhere to be seen.
Talos goes serious at this. So you believe this individual may have usurped control of the pack?
Well, I tell you only what I have heard, but it's very and well, what I've heard is very little. I'm like, if you want information on null packs, I am not the one to ask in this city.
Hmm.
I don't know enough about Knowles to make a good guess of what happened, but that is the current stakes. Now, if I may ask, what is yours in this? Just information, or do you have another reason?
And well, mostly it is because as your Lady Hilna, yes, she pays me for my services.
Money's always a good reason.
Yes. It's even if in this region, and it generally only does anything in this city, but sometimes a city is all you need.
That does bring a question to my mind.
Oh?
Did you hear any environmental changes or any activities that have brought a spark of lightning recently?
And I have not, but if you but if you do but if you desire information on happenings in the natural world, the temple of the city is probably the place to check. We have a temple of the not far from the water line. No, it's on land.
It's good to know. I will investigate it thoroughly.
Yes. And one other thing. She looks around. If you do desire more information about what's going on with the Gore Scout pack, well, the Blacktooth pack might be a useful source of information.
Blacktooth, did she say?
Yeah, Talos. You've actually heard of these guys, but roll history to see how much you know.
Alrighty. History. Where is it?
I mean,
here we
roll
go.
with advantage. This is your homeland. So 15. So yeah, the Blacktooth pack are like they are the city pack. I suppose as you could say, like they're led by an as near as you hear, their current pack lord apparently went out of the country to and got a quote unquote civilized education, as it were, and then he came back, took over the pack, and now they hold sway over much of the crime in this city. Yeah, like they're, Karu's Blacktooth. You've heard like a big name in the rumors.
So we have to search out the criminal underworld if we wish to learn more. Is that it?
It is only an idea. If you can find any other sort of if you could find any other source of information, I would honestly recommend that. I would never recommend dealing with criminals, but it is an option you have at your disposal.
Options are options.
So it makes a loud, unroaring yawn as she rubs her eyes. Is it bedtime yet? It's very late. I'm roaming around a lot.
The sun is going down at this point.
I figure it would be, so that's why I did that.
Yeah. You we'll say Anatar ordered you all all dinner while this was going on. There's you live on a lake, so it's quite a bit of fish.
Oh boy, what else would I have guessed?
Yeah.
Freshwater fish too, so you know they're good.
Yeah.
One moment while okay. One moment while I look something up. Freshwater fish. Yeah. One moment while I check to make sure this one's pretty. It's pretty. Yeah, I can't find and what kind of and the fish they like to eat in that part of Africa. So just it's fish.
Fish is fish. You don't need to get too extravagant with it.
Yeah.
Well,
But
guys,
yeah, like it's it's not done up. Like this isn't a luxury hotel or anything, but it tastes good.
so stand up while
Yeah.
the sun's still shining.
Yeah. Also, Also cordial. Anyone who anyone who drinks too much of that roll a con save. It is alcoholic.
We'll say it's the first. Sorry, what was that?
I was gonna give it a shot, but all right.
Hey, you can. Tell us and Evan can be drinking buddies if you want.
Sure. Con save?
Yep.
Con save, yes. So, Heaven, you actually handle it quite well. Like and like it's like you pace yourself nicely. It's appears it should be made out. It appears to be this particular batch appears to be made from strawberries, so you're guessing it's probably imported. Talos, you overindulge a bit, and you're getting a bit drowsy too by the time the meal is over.
Yeah, this is like the first genuine meal he's had like so close to home, so he does get a little gutsy, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, he finishes up the tankard, pats it down. He says, "Ah, so cuisine's so close to home. Never thought it would feel so good."
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks at him and he says, "I'm rather impressed with you. Heaven. Never thought. Usually the alcohol around here I find tends to be rather strong."
Heaven shrugs her shoulders. Well, I always like to try new things, especially when I'm not sure if we'll ever get these in Rosapatianos.
Fair enough. Still, perhaps you and I should have a contest sometime in the future. Seems you can hold yourself well.
Heaven smirks. You think we could get CeeLo in on the action? I mean, she likes her strong drink. I don't think she'd be opposed to a contest.
Maybe if something was on the line, like maybe a couple of coin.
I'd bet a couple gold. Winner gets the whole pot.
What do you say, CeeLo? When next we get the opportunity, we have a drinking contest?
CO is actually not here. I was going to say that, but I didn't want to ruin the RP.
Yeah,
she would be retiring early.
Yeah, I figured that was what was going to happen. So like mentioned,
As did I. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. But yeah,
I like to think you just look up and CeeLo's gone.
Yeah, like Talos didn't even notice she left.
Yeah.
Like she went early while the sun is active for a reason. There's a reason why she didn't drink.
Yeah, well, go ahead and Talos, just for fun, because you're kind of drunk at this point. Go ahead and roll insights just to see if you can figure out what happened. Oh my God, CeeLo's disappeared. She's been kidnapped.
But yeah, like he grabs Heaven and Rudy by the shoulder and he says, "Girls, one of our own has been kidnapped."
So Heaven, you notice CeeLo getting up to go.
Heaven shakes her head and says, "No, Talos. She just had an errand to run."
He went to bed.
But yeah, oh. Huh. Stranger didn't notice that. I think I might need to lie down.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
But yeah, Talos decides to kind of retire as well after eating and drinking.
So,
He's insistent that he can get himself up to bed.
yeah. Oh, by the way, before you leave, Anatar says, so my advice to you would be tomorrow, take, oh, wait, sorry, I had a thing in my throat. Tomorrow, I would recommend, and getting any supplies as you think you might need, any shopping you want to get done, and I would recommend and you get any of that done tomorrow because you're not going to have many opportunities to restock once you set off.
Very well then.
So, any rations, any potions you might want, any equipment you might need. We'd like I can direct you to some stores that speak common at least. So, and so you should you have some options.
Out of character, how much rations did we spend?
You didn't. You didn't. Well, Talos. Talos has the Outlander background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been finding food for all of you this whole time. That being said, some of your rations are starting to go bad.
All right, I think we should get fresh rations while we still can.
Yeah, fair. Makes sense. Well, we'll take care of that first thing tomorrow. I should sleep early, so I'm not going to give myself a headache. All right, well, Rudy, you be sure to take care of yourself. Don't answer the door for anyone but me. Well, anyone but in the group, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no need to check it again or anything. By the way, Anatar has already he booked you everything. Like booked rooms for you. Like arrangements have been made in advance.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, so as you're going to bed, is there anything all the rest of you want to do? I know Silo had a thing.
Neku.
Yeah. No, I didn't know, but he asked for everyone else. It didn't me, so I was just seeing if anyone else had anything to do before I do my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's just you then.
Good. Alrighty. So Silo, it's like while the guys are finishing up their meal and having a drinking contest downstairs in general, Silo would have been in a room and sent Hope out to scout the city using her senses. She does this during the day, mainly because she needs to know what's currently good selling and what's currently going on in the market activity. She's also going to use Hope to go underwater for the underwater passaging as she makes the map.
Okay, does Hope have a swim speed?
He has a swim speed of 40.
Oh, right! Because you got that feat.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, just for that, roll perception with advantage to see how good a look he gets. Oh, wait, no, you would have perception with advantage anyway. Yeah, I wish I could reward you somehow, but oh well. I'll reward. Wait, no, I can reward you by having Hope not drown. Go on. Go on.
There is a thing called the tiny badge that gives advantage when you want it. That's on character sheets, but no one ever uses.
Oh right. Oh right. Take a point of yeah. And this isn't Ned. That's not what inspiration is for, unfortunately. Like I'd like to, but no.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
15 though. 15 to scout the city, and she's also going to look for any notorious deeds that might be going on. I should mention as well.
Notorious deeds. Well, first things first. Like, you get a pretty good look around on the city. Like, Hope draws some eyes. Like, pseudo dragons aren't often seen here. You get the sense.
Okay.
And so, and then like, everyone just gets and then like when Hope goes underwater, like everyone there is just like really confused. Like, what is this thing with wings doing underwater? And how is it swimming so well? Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah. So, flying over the market. Like flying around the market. Like not like as far as anything that's selling a lot right now. Nothing really stands out to you. To you, although to be fair, like you're towards the end of the day, so like a lot of the shops are in the process of closing down anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
You feel like you might like it might be a different story if you came back tomorrow or during the day or some such.
Well, we should be able to tell what kind of shops are where, though, at least.
Well,
based off of inventory they're selling.
You do see a pretty decently sized shop that sells potions and scrolls that the sign and that has like everything in there is written in Draconic, so you're able to recognize most of what it is.
Okay.
It is let's see what else.
She's looking for a magic supply shop too, just in general. If she spots that, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if it's just basic, like I assume this is like just for like basic material components for your spells and stuff.
In general, yeah. In future, I'm looking to buy materials for that training that was mentioned for that level.
Yeah, you spot like you come across a couple of places that sell all the stuff you need. Although as near as you can tell, they do not quite have the stuff in quite the large quantities that you're going to need.
Okay.
So you might have to go to a couple different places for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And and also you don't know if these guys speak common or not, so there's that to consider as well. And then you also fly past as the Temple of the Twins you go past, which looks not unlike it, which is not too unlike I guess a sort of a mosque. I guess you could say like a modestly sized mosque.
Okay.
And there is smoke, and there is smoke coming out of it because Alar.
That is what she does, sadly.
Yeah. Hey! The high gives them visions. Don't knock it.
The high gives visions. I need to try this.
and I mean that's how the Greek Oracle of Delphi worked in real life. But anyway. But one last thing you do notice, like as you're like sort of flying around a back alley, like feeling out some of the nooks and crannies of the city, you briefly glimpse a couple of gnolls. Wearing like this like sort of black leather armor is like much more, and their armor is like their outfits are like much cleaner and like you always heard of gnolls being like all savage and barbaric and then these
And
gnolls are like they're much more well like they're much cleaner than you and you've been led to believe that gnolls generally were and they're leading they're leading a a gif in what looks like official robes, like a very nervous looking gif in what looks like sort of an official suit into a sort of a covered up building, and the gif clearly looks nervous. And one of the gnolls has one of those, you know, that like sort of falsely reassuring thing that criminals do while they do, where they just like they put a hand and an arm over your shoulders and is like, oh, don't worry about it, everything's gonna be fine, that kind of thing.
Oh, does
yeah,
he shine a gold tooth while he's doing it, just to make sure he's reassuring?
Yeah, yes, exactly that. Yeah, you see that.
Oh no!
Yeah,
It's
go ahead.
it sparkles in the evening sun. That's how you know he means business.
Yeah,
I know he's trustworthy.
yeah. So yeah, like roll inside. It's roll inside and just don't roll below a 10.
Okay, so I'm gonna use, I guess, Sealess Insight that I'm using. That's a wisdom-based skill, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was below a 10.
And what nice gnolls.
Oh yeah, I can totally see.
Yeah.
You can tell
Okay.
they're all about community.
Out of character, I'm sure you've already figured out who those guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that is what you pick up while exploring the city for your map making.
Okay, and as Scylla finishes her map, she'll mark down the locations that seem to be key interests.
Yeah.
In general, she'll then use a signature because she's going to try to practice penmanship now, and it'd be like a little hard on the eye.
Well, tell you what. Look, tell you what, I'm gonna add something to your sheet real quick because you've been practicing all throughout the journey, right?
Of course, during the roads that seem any keen interest, at least.
Right. In that case, let me pull up your sheet because I'm gonna add something real quick. Like, you've gotten you've been working on these for you've been practicing for a while. So I think, voila, you are now proficient with cartographer's tools.
Oh boy, I can draw.
Yep.
Oh boy, I can draw slightly shaky lines.
Like your actual sketch. I mean, your actual artistry is still a little bit on the sketchy side, but you're getting pretty good at keeping keeping the distances consistent into scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty, I think that covers everything. Was there anything interesting in the water passageways?
It was mostly this was and underwater was mostly homes and stuff. Like it's not anything that would really have much use for one who walked on land.
Okay.
Yeah, although it's also where a lot of the fishing happens.
Fair enough. At least I got a completed map, which includes underwater locations. So that might be worth something.
Like that. Oh yeah, that the Cartographers Guild doesn't get a lot of underwater maps. That will be of interest in it. And next time you report in.
Alrighty.
Okay, so the night passes, the sun rises again. The floor is yours.
CeeLo will head out. of a room and wait for the others to report findings in general.
Talos, wait. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to ask, are we all in bed?
Uh, yeah, like yeah, like they like this is basic. I mean, this place is basically a Best Western, just in just with a bit more of a rustic like theme to it.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, Talos comes out of looking like he's got a bit of a headache. Well, actually, I shouldn't decide that. DM, how bad is Talos's morning
Hangover.
hangover?
Not too not too bad. Like the not too bad actually. Like the alcohol, like cordial, hits pretty hard, but it doesn't leave much of a lasting impact. If that makes sense. Like usually, it just makes you really drowsy.
Yeah, Talos comes out of the room, looking a little, looking like he's still a little sleepy, but he says, "Good morning, CeeLo."
Morning. So you slept well.
Had a bit, had a bit of a headache waking up, but I'm good.
I gotcha.
How about you? Did you sleep well?
I slept when I could.
Hmm.
Wasn't that long though,
Busy up all night?
as I normally am.
You're certainly a diligent little. Well, you're certainly a diligent little satyr, aren't you?
Sheila shows like a casual merchant smile. Of course, have to be. There is a few things we should be able to get throughout the day. Should we go information hunting?
I don't see why not. But first I'll go. First I'll go and see. First I'll go and check on Heaven. Rudy is still in her room. She'll come down when she's ready.
Understood.
All right, and Talos goes to fetch Heaven.
Heaven is already up and was finishing brushing her hair when Talus came in.
Good morning, Heaven. You ready? Ready to get our supplies for today?
Just let me finish with my hair and I'll be right down.
Very well then. Celia also recommended that we should do a bit of information gathering too.
Sounds like a plan.
All right then. See you downstairs.
Oh, you should tell her about, our drinking game idea.
Oh right, yes. Nearly forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
No problem. Just something to do while you wait.
But yeah, Talos, leaves her to it, comes back down. He says she'll be down in a moment. Oh yes, and while we were having a drinking contest, we also thought of the idea of you, me, and Heaven having a drinking contest. Little pot set aside, winner take all.
Oh, for gold? Well, I don't mind stealing gold from children.
Oh, them's fighting words, little lady.
Yes, but satyrs are known to drink well.
Yes, well, so have Leonin.
Careful, don't get your ego too big now. So,
I'm just stating fact.
Sheila just squints her eyes a bit, leaning back. Well, just waiting on Rudy and Heaven then for now.
Talos just, when you give him that look, Talos just gives you his usual smile.
Sheila just makes a casual smile back with that. Very well. So I did draw a map of the city while we were waiting, regardless.
Oh, are you happy with your results?
I say I'm pretty good with it.
I'm not much one for making maps myself, usually just reading them.
No, if it's an easy way to make coin, that's not a bad area to get into.
Good to keep things topped off, so to speak, yes?
It's always good to expand skill sets. No, I hope you're able to understand more of these people than I could. 'Cause not everywhere I can understand them.
As I said, my people's language has gotten me by well enough, but I believe most of them around here speak Giant. Not exactly a common language I was able to stumble across.
Oh no. It's gonna make it hard for me to haggle.
I could just shout at them in Leonin, see what happens.
Then those are gonna be fighting words.
He just gives sort of a shrug.
At this point, Heaven comes down, having finished her hair.
She'll give a
Morning.
casual
There you are. Your hair must take quite a lot of effort to groom if it took you that long.
I'm a dancer. I have to look my best.
Eh,
People don't pay
fair-
to see an ugly dancer.
Fair enough. I just keep my main as is. It usually sorts itself out, but I think it gives it. But I think the clumps give it a sort of charm.
You call it charm, I call it a mess.
Oh well, you think you can do better? You think you can do better then?
I'm not getting into this.
Sheila just quietly looks to Talos' mane to spot any kind of debris that might be sucked into it.
Roll perception. Actually, no, investigation.
Investigation. Okay, that's a 0 actually. So that'll be a 9.
And that hair is a bottomless void. Anything could be in there.
Anything.
But yeah, Talos just says, "I'm not starting an argument. I'm just merely saying you seem very confident in your grooming skills. Why not? Why not try your hand at a lion's mane?"
Well, that depends. Will you be angry with me if I pull clumps of your hair out in case I come across any knots?
He kind of squints at you. He's like, "As long as you aren't tearing out large clumps."
Heaven then grins. Then challenge accepted.
He grins back to you. All right then. Next time we rest, my mane is in your hands.
CeeLo is going to try and she has while they're talking, she's going to try and stealthily slide a scroll of cure wounds in his mane.
Roll like 10 for me.
See if it gets sucked in there.
So Talos, So Talos, Silo is prodding you in the head with a scroll for some reason.
He just kind of lifts an eyebrow and he looks at you and he's like, "Can I help you?"
Curiosity. Now stand still.
He just kind of gives you a look and just shrugs and lets you continue trying. He has no idea what you're doing, but it's like, well, she's just doing it, so all right.
Meanwhile, Heaven grins and says, "Well, looks like I'm gonna have to get a fresh set of grooming tools. I need things like comb, a bunch of combs, some brushes, conditioner, moisturizer, shampoo." She makes a list like she's a beautician trying to get some supplies.
It sounds like a lot of effort just to comb my mane.
Oh, you need more than just a combing, my dear lion friend. I see some split ends in that mane.
Sheila finishes like leaving the scroll in his mane, and she tries to make it stand up so it just stands alone as like it barely pokes out of it.
Plus, you got things in your mane.
Oh, so that's what Celia was doing.
It's like a void almost.
And I, for one, intend to clean that void and make it fabulous.
Well then, as I said, I welcome you to try.
Having grins as she cracks her knuckles. This is gonna be fun.
All right then. And does Rudy come does Rudy come down from her bed?
She came down while you guys were doing your antics. She's just raiding.
But yeah, Talos looks around like, "Oh, there you are, Rudy. Sorry, didn't see you there."
It's fine.
All right then, everyone, let's go and get our supplies.
Okay, so, okay, so I did point out the scroll and potion shop to you all earlier, but if there's any but I'd also think about if there's any kind of mundane equipment you might want on the field, because you never know you never know what might come in handy out there.
I actually do need a few tools now that it's been pointed out to me about some social interactions.
Oh well, well, everyone come up with your lists and we can work through them.
Okay. I already have an idea what I need, if that's okay.
Okay. What's first?
Okay, so I need a hooded robe, or a hooded I guess a robe would be what it would be, to like better conceal my appearance.
Okay. I mean, like, there's some tailors in the shop. Like, that's not too hard to find. Like, do you need it to be of particularly good quality?
Not really. I just needed to be able to hide myself in case I need to not show I'm from the Cartographer's Guild for social interactions. Lest
Okay,
they know
so
better.
Okay, yeah, like something of that you can get for like a silver.
Okay. Next, I'll probably need some extra water skins, and also the robe is there beat out the heat needed.
Yeah. Okay, like you can I mean, I can't. I'm okay. I'm gonna say like. Oh, by the way, also a point of order that you should probably figure out. Like, do you intend to go to your destination via boat or on the river, or do you intend to walk?
In the valley?
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually. I didn't know we had a boat or river option.
Yeah, like, well, yeah, like well, like there are various rivers snaking through the valley. Like you're not, like, they won't get you everywhere, but they can get you to the general area of your destination if you know where you're going.
How far is
All
the
right.
river? Question.
Well, you're on a lake. Well, you are on a lake where a whole bunch of them meet, including one that leads north, which is the general direction of where you want to go from here.
I say river until we get a closer area to it. Then
Yeah, like, like you can rent, like, yeah, like basically, like it wouldn't be too hard for you to like rent a rowboat or something.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, like they like the catch is like basically the trade off is the journey will be faster and you'll be able to carry more stuff. It's but rowing upstream is going to be a lot more exhausting than walking.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
so a
honestly,
bit of a trade off there.
yeah, I think walking might be better if we're able to carry all our stuff to a degree. What do you guys think?
Eh,
Yeah.
I guess. Sure. I'm good for either option, but if it'll make it less exhausting, meaning we could potentially, get more travel distance, then yeah, I guess Talus can hold off on his dream to be a row boy for a bit.
Yeah, like well, I should say the journey up there will be exhausting. Like the return journey, like you'll be going downstream, so you can just float.
Okay, so fighting the rapids, so to speak.
Well, oh no, not rapids. Like well, not rapids. Just like it's a river. Like
The stream. Sorry, that's what I meant to say, not rapids.
yeah, like and yeah, like the river you need to take, or you would need to take. Like this has always been like sort of like you've been briefed on. Like you all get briefed on this basically, but the river, like you're going to be going upstream to get to your destination, basically. Like you're going to be like you're mostly going to be following the river. If either way, so it's just like on foot. Like so, it's just going to be on foot or so it's either going to be on foot or or in a boat, whichever you prefer.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like basically, yeah, like as I said, like boat will get you there faster, and you'll be able to carry more supply. But it's also going to be more tiring.
All right. So you got your shopping list sorted, CeeLo?
Yeah, if we're taking land, which is what I recommend, I think we would need water skins, and
you would need that either way.
yeah.
Rule
Well, I
number
mean,
one
you're
of the outdoors: stay hydrated always.
okay. Well, to be fair, though, if we're taking river, it's fresh water, so
That is a good point. And in that case, well, yeah. Although for when you get away from the river, like I'd say 3 water skins is what you would be able to comfortably carry.
okay.
Alrighty. I'll actually add that to my
I have
shopping
a
list to 2x. Oh. Hello.
I have a bag of holding.
Oh yeah, that's right. So we can carry more stuff than just that, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be an oversized cooler, except it's not that holding.
Yeah. Well, really little known survival fact. Tepid water is actually better or when you're dehydrated. Like doesn't hit your stomach as hard.
Okay.
You know, like the last thing you like when you're really hot and thirsty. Like when you're really really thirsty, you don't want your water to be too cold.
Fair enough.
Makes sense. But yeah. Talus himself will buy 2 extra water skins, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Where do you got a grappling hook, right?
Yeah, I got a grappling hook. It was one of the first things I remember buying.
Okay.
Yeah. And you put it to I know you put it to use at least once.
Twice, actually. Well, my idea was the second one.
Yeah. Well, it served you well both times, and I imagine it will serve you well in the valley.
I mean, go ahead.
Heaven is refreshing all of her rations, including her water skin, and is getting some hair supplies.
Oh my god. Okay.
We're going all in on this, mate. We're on this crazy train. You can't stop it.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, Vitalis. Yeah, like, but still trying to maintain fancy hairstyles out in the wild. Let's see how you get on with that. Okay, refreshing your supplies would, as in your water skin, would cost you like 2 gold. Hair supplies, roll investigation to see if you can even find such things in this city, because
Right. Even conditioner would be fine.
Actually, wait, hold on. Just an out of character question for you, Dream.
Yeah.
Would Heaven tell Talos that she's going to go look for these when they're resupplying?
Obviously.
All right, then he's helping her.
And
okay,
she find.
Okay, 13. Well, yeah, like you do find some. It's not quite this. And that being said, it's not quite the same. Like you find like a merchant selling. You find like merchants selling like hygiene materials, basically. Although thing is, you're a little bit unfamiliar with beast folk hygiene products. Like, they're not quite the same as those used by humanoids. So you're a little uncertain if what you got is the best choice. But like you've got a bottle of that has the word conditioner on it. So there's that.
If it has coconut oil in it, it'll be fine.
And well, let me roll a
Coconut's
thing.
Yeah, coconut's good for your hair. It keeps the frizzies out.
One moment while I check something.
The great crest for the hair products.
Hey, Talos pretty much sees it.
As a matter of fact, it does have coconut oil. I just looked it up, and coconut can be found in Africa.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
But yeah, like I said, Talos is all aboard on this. He threw you a challenge, and he's going to go through with it.
Yeah, Heavens has like those. Her eyes are replaced like with those stars like you see in anime
Yeah.
when
I get
they're
exactly
super
what you
determined.
mean. Okay, so Heaven, anything? Heaven, what's next?
Aside from the rations and the hair supplies, including combs, brushes, scissors, and conditioner, that's pretty much it.
Okay, okay, Silo, I believe. I know you got some. I know you bought water. Water and more rations. What else were you after?
That's it for the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I might buy the supplies that I'm talking about earlier after later
right.
on.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Go ahead. Edit. Okay. So yeah. Let me just. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You do find. You do find. So yeah, you do find what you need. Or you do generally find what you need. Altogether, it's going to cost you 500 gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna save on that though, in case.
Yeah, like I remember, like you, like I believe you spent. If you spent the large amount of money you had before.
No, I got enough money for it. I just need to save it for in case right now. But I might buy it later on.
It's a very sensible thing to do. Rudy, is there anything you want to
buy? One sec.
What?
One
Just
sec.
1 second.
Oh. Is your mouth full?
Yes.
Alright then.
You caught me just as I was chewing but this is my list. Shall I roll the investigation?
Go ahead. Ring of spell. Okay.
Yeah, I figured as much, but
Yeah,
I figured it was worth a look.
yeah. Okay. Oh, and by the way, if you're by the way, in the future, any fishing for specific magic items is going to be have to be with disadvantage
That's fine.
because bit easy to abuse that, I think. But everything like for
Sven?
all the mundane stuff, like you're able to find all that easily enough. Like the crowbar gives you a bit of trouble because they're like iron metallurgy is not something they do a ton of on like a lakeside on like a lake city.
I'm
But
sorry,
like you are able to find
you'll have to repeat that. There was some bending and it drowned you out.
oh well
Just the last
you're
bit.
able to yeah you're able to find most of the mundane stuff and stuff that you're looking for. The crowbar gives you a bit of trouble because like iron metallurgy isn't something that there's a ton of on like a lake city because rust and all that. But like on the land side, you're able to find sort of like a hardware store that contains pretty much all you need.
All right.
And as for the potions, well, first of all that stuff will set you back 1 gold. I'm gonna say.
All right.
And as for the potions, well, that actually leads you. Okay, what does that sound?
No, that was me. Sorry.
It's someone
drinking a juice
adjusting
box?
their mic.
Oh, sounds like you're drinking a juice box.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
sorry.
like.
Actually, it was
I forgot to mute myself before
Anyway.
I left.
It's fine.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Yeah, no worries. So that actually leads you to the potion and scroll store I mentioned earlier.
Yep.
And when you walk in, behind the counter there is this lady. She's like sort of writing down in what looks like a ledger when you when you walk in. She looks up and says, "Ah, new customers. Welcome to Hestra's as potions and scrolls."
Hi.
How may I help you?
I would like to look at your scrolls and I would like to buy 2 potions of greater healing.
And very well. This is all in Draconic, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like all the rest of you are also there at this point if you want to buy anything. But okay, here are the scrolls she has available in bulk. Okay, I will post that list in the chat. Or actually, she digs around again and pulls out the 2 potions. And actually, I'm just gonna make the thing visible. Like, just here's what she's got.
Okay.
It's all labeled in Draconic.
Okay.
Price on demand.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I imagine like all the rest of you are as well.
Well, I'm just waiting for Lala to decide what she wants, and then I could probably, because she has first dibs on that.
Yeah. Well, can you speak Draconic?
Yes.
Then,
Alright.
then we'll be able to help with this.
So I'm gonna take the scroll of remove curse and the scroll of dispel magic and place them down.
Ah. eh, 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 eh. Hunting magical creatures, are you?
No, remove curse and dispel magic.
I know, like, no, I mean, like she sees that and she like, makes that makes that observation.
I see. Rudy will just shrug and say, "It's possible. I'm a wizard."
Okay, let me just
Actually, no, Rudy would probably not say that because it might, yeah.
we do not. Well, okay, if you don't say that, well, okay, then whatever. Okay.
What she would say is, she would just shrug and say, "We're heading upriver."
Well, best of luck on your journey. Taking together these scrolls would, those would cost 500 golden drakes.
500, you say?
Yes.
Alright, well, I'm going to look to CeeLo and then say, "Would you deal with this, please?"
Very well. Okay.
She said,
CeeLo.
"Please."
She's going to sigh because this is what's happening a lot, which is fair.
Do
CeeLo,
you know
just
Rudy to
before,
say please? You know, I'm feeling very attacked right now.
before we go to this tangent, CeeLo, before she would meet up the lady, CeeLo would just pluck the scroll of Cure Wounds off of Talos's mane.
Yes, it's still in there. He hasn't moved it.
Brush it off the any hair or random debris that might be inside of it. And she cracks her back a little bit and steps forward, offering a bow to the woman. Good evening, ma'am. I would like to speak in favor of your current customer, if you don't mind.
And she's gonna roll insight on you.
All right. Do I roll deception on that, or is that just passive deception?
Just passive. Like,
Okay.
this isn't anything high stakes. Like, she's just trying to figure out the guy. She's just trying to, like, analyze the kind of person she's dealing with.
Okay.
No. So, and how may I help you, little one?
She shows off her best smile, and she just swings back and forth a little bit. I'm looking to buy it for a few potions for my friend here. I see she has picked out a few. I'm hoping to maybe benefit both of us in this kind of exchange, if you don't mind. A little bit more than just drakes.
And what potions did you have in mind?
She meant scroll. She misspoke.
And what scrolls did you have in mind, young one?
I know this is just a simple scroll of Cure Wounds is what I have in my hand right now. I was hoping to not a one-for-one trade, but maybe lower the bargain a little bit with that.
And she and Clark, okay, you have a scroll of Cure Wounds. Where did you get that?
I got it from the temple. Remember that time when I was flirting with that one guy about that one cleric, and I joked about Cure Wounds, and I did a history check and I passed it.
And oh, Okay, was this the Temple of Tanuki or of Jergal? Because I remember you've been in both.
It was Jergal, actually. It was where we went, where I took the Edelon to, and then we made a jump.
Okay, so all right. So, so, and let me just check something. All right, and then she looks at it. A scroll of cure wounds, you say?
That it is.
Do you have some means for me to read this? I do not speak Elvish.
I do, in fact, for you, my fine patron. We have a wizard over here that's able to cast the ability to let you read this language.
I see.
If you allow so, she will be able to cast a spell and you'll be able to read the scroll.
She's gonna roll all insight, and you just make sure you're not like. I guess you're being completely honest with her.
Oh, 100%. That is part.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, and like she's gonna roll insight just to make sure you're not trying to like pull anything sneaky on her or anything.
15.
Okay, yeah. So, very well. Very well then.
Alrighty. She motions for you to do so.
Yeah, and 100.
Don't mind me. I'm just doing math.
Yeah. Each one of those scrolls is 250 at the price she set, by the way.
I cast comprehend languages on her.
Yeah, we're talking about the price of the scroll, so.
Yeah.
250 is what she set it at.
Okay.
Well, for those two anyway, like those are like the high end of her stock because they are third level spells.
Yeah.
You know, like like the lower level ones will be a bit cheaper. Well, I could drop these two. I could drop these two for this. If I could reproduce this one, and it would be a useful chain, and I would be willing to. For this alongside it, I would be willing to drop the price of these two to 400 to 400.
Not a bad deal. Lastly, since I see you sell potions as well, I'm sure you dabbled a little bit in me to an extent, correct?
It was my. It is my primary. It is my primary product. Actually, I am an apothecary by trade.
Alrighty.
The scrolls are more of a side product that I learned over time.
I understand. We all have our side businesses just to help the main one if needed, or just to support what we can do. I can respect that out of a person.
Precisely.
However, I do have a potion that might interest you. Well, it's a poison. And I don't know how valuable the poison is. So I could be swindled, I could not be. But would you like to look into it?
We also have this potion of max power.
And like she holds a finger up to you, Rudy, and says, "I will look at that after this young one and has finished."
She would spin the bottle carefully, as in just like not really like trying to show off, more just like casually just to show it to her. And then she sets it on the table.
Okay, what potion are you talking about?
is the basic rancid poison. Because I mentioned why I mentioned alchemy. I don't know if that would be like in the same line, but she's trying.
And looks like, and she examines it carefully. Looks like, looks like, looks like, like a poison made of. Looks like a nightshade poison, and very common. It looks like this one's not. Looks contaminated.
Ah, must be the age. We did pick it up in the ruins at one point.
That makes sense. Although, it's an unusual color for a potion that's simply expired. It may be useful for analysis, so I will give you 5 gold for it.
Alright, and last thing we bring to the table, if you don't mind, as my companion mentioned briefly, we have a potion of max power.
She looks confused. It was at first, but then you play. Is it before is it on before her on the table, and her eyes go wide. This is. I've never seen a potion like this before.
Scylla gives a devilish grin seeing her expression.
Did I explain what it does?
I am no mage, but this is. Where did you find something like this? I've never heard of a potion like this.
Ruins.
That does not narrow it down, rude one.
Don't mind her. She's a very bit of a short-tempered to the point. Well, I wouldn't even call it short-tempered. I just call it. She's pretty blunt. She's very short in general. So, as for this right here, we found it in deep in the Keshak ruins, plundered right from a laboratory of some sort.
I'm gonna roll to see if she knows what that is. So that's a natural 20. So oh yes, she's like, you went into Keshak and survived.
Yeah.
We have. We're pretty capable.
Then I may have a proposition for you in a moment. But back to this. I don't suppose you found the recipe when you found this potion.
Did I?
You did not. Like
Not in any
most
of the
everything
books?
in that room. Like most everything. Yeah, like most everything in that room was either smashed or rotted away. Like it was a miracle that one of them survived.
Alright. Did Lady Helena give back that book she borrowed?
And she did. And like she had everything transcribed and like moved into like the official archive for study.
Alright, Rudy will hold up the book and say, "Oh, this is all that survived."
Fascinating. And like she like looks over it in almost a bit of awe, and well, the comprehend language is still up, so she's like flipping through it, and she spots that's the secret spell that you saw. Oh, this by itself. Okay.
Can I roll insight
I am going
to
to.
see?
Rudy is going to close the book and take it back and then say, you can describe, you can, let me finish, please.
Yeah.
You can copy it and take what you need from it, but I am keeping it.
Of course. Like when you snatch it away from her, she's like, no. And he like kind of reaches for a bit. But like, okay, so there's no guarantee that I will be able to duplicate that potion, but it is still quite. But I could still analyze it, perhaps. I would.
Go ahead.
I would be willing to trade with you, like separate from the deal with the scrolls. I would be willing to trade with you any one potion of my own from my own stock.
Is this in
for that-
reference to the potion or to the book?
To the potion, like for the book, like she's got a whole separate deal in mind.
Okay.
Okay. So, Silo thinks a moment as she regards the potion. Rudy, explain to me what the potion of max power does for me fully.
Rudy explains it in a complete monotone.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's under, like, magic items, potions, or something.
It is.
Yeah, I'm about to look it up. I figured you'd do that, so I'm about to, I already preemptively looked it up. Potion of max power. Okay. That is actually something useful.
We've had it for ages and we never found a use for it, so I figured I might as well sell it to the potion person.
Yeah,
To the potion seller.
That's an entirely valid thing to do with a magic item.
Okay. So, Silo, with that knowledge, and with the knowledge of decent spells in general, potion of speed, potion of growth, potion of heroism, and oil of slipperiness, she pauses as if calculating something, weighing the worth of each spell, per se. I'm afraid this potion might be too powerful to handle if you can only trade off one for one, ma'am. How about we do a little different deal instead?
Roll persuasion.
Like, it's a strong potion. It's like that. It's like those full restore potions. It's too strong to use because you're always like, I mean, if I use it, then I won't have it anymore. And what if I need it later? You know.
That doesn't stop you from buying healing potions.
But you know what? You all.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. But I'm listening.
With a potion that was able to amplify magical power in general, would you say maybe 2 potions of my choosing? However, I will be able to understand based off the value of the potions. I'll be pretty generous.
That seems entirely equitable, young one.
Well, I would say, how about a potion, maybe 1 low-level scroll?
Which did you have in mind?
I was thinking maybe, just maybe, a scroll of Speak with Animals. And actually, wait, I'm actually doing something with Rudy. I completely forgot about that. How about a scroll of Dispel Magic? Which I know it's a bit high. But we do that with a potion of speed.
In a popular choice, young one. And she just hands you, like, okay, is this a second scroll of Dispel Magic, or is it the same one that Rudy?
This is the one I'm working for Rudy, basically.
Okay, so yeah, potion it's like she like smiles and just like as like puts both on the table. Like potion of speed, very popular with adventurers.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, so you have so you've got a scroll of dispel magic, and I will pull up the potion of speed. Like, yeah, like y'all are pretty comfortable with the permanent magic items you have. So most of the stores you meet here on out are going to have these kinds of one-use things.
That's fair.
Okay, there you go. And here you go.
I figured that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, very popular choice.
Understandably so.
Let me just move that to the potions folder.
In the end, I don't have the action economy to drink the potion, so
Yeah. Well, getting haste is even as a wizard, you get an extra you drink.
Yeah, well,
yeah, the haste will probably benefit you guys more than the potion that I'm holding on to and never using because it's so strong.
yeah, and it's also exactly the same level of rarity, so it works out.
Yeah, I mean,
Alrighty.
I'm getting one of the scrolls I need out of it, so
Yeah.
Now let's go back to the current deal that is at hand. We have one less scroll to deal with. Got one more with remove curse. And you're willing to trade in, as I recall, she just thinks back on it for a little bit. A scroll of cure wounds and a basic or a poison, correct? For 105 of it, right?
That is correct.
And you want to make a separate deal with the book in question.
And the book, I do not know. I do not know what I could even offer that would equal the book. To be honest.
CeeLo studies the woman with a keen look, and then back to her stock in general. Well, as my companion said, we cannot give you the book offhand fully, but we can be able to write some information down for you.
And
How about you? You're a merchant of some great value to an extent over here, I'm assuming. Why don't we?
and I am in the wealthier denizens of this city do seem to like me. Yes.
Well, it's going to take us a little bit to write down the information that you want out of the book, and even just to copy it in general might take a little bit. Though our bookworm friend over here will be able to do it pretty easily. I would say, why don't you go try and trade up for this book, for a copy of this book, and when we come back, we'll look for you.
And oh, that's I'm glad to hear. Well, that sound like an excellent idea. And now, now that I know you will be coming back, for the proposition I had for you, you said you would be going upstream to the north, yes?
and
Well, that is correct.
At the head of those waters, there is a place. There is a potion I have been working on. One of my strongest yet. And I am missing a key in some crucial components that that can be found at the headwaters of that river. The mummified some of the mummified remains of the giants who have been laid to rest there.
Ah, so you want to do a casual grave digging?
Well, I am a simple alchemist. I could never hope to make the journey safely. But you braved Keshak ruins.
And what exactly are you looking for out of the mummified parts? Finger? Some tattered robes? Tattered tape? Jesus.
Dusted bone.
Ah, okay. If it's within reason, we will be able to do it. In exchange, we probably will want the information on the potion, though.
You would be the first. You could be the first to try it. If my calculations in Zen tests are right, it will be something truly powerful.
I believe this will conclude our business then. Well, I'll see you back shortly. However,
I look forward to it.
Scylla drops off the 45 gil or 45. I'm taking all fancy terms. 45 gold.
The difference for the last remove curse scroll.
Yeah, I forgot how much it says person. My bad on that.
145 gold.
She'll drop off 145 gold then, and motion for the scroll.
I can pay that, Scylla.
Well, she's the one doing business. She'll ask for the gold back later.
Okay. I also need to get the 2 potions of healing. And does she?
Yeah, she handed that at over at the beginning of the transaction.
And does she sell spell components?
She does not, but those are easy enough to find in the marketplace.
All right, so
if it doesn't have a gold cost attached to it, then I'll say it sets you back 5 silver.
So 150 plus 250 and then 200. Okay. So I'm subtracting 400 for the 150 spell for the 50 GP of spell components. The scroll of remove curse, which was 150. And the potions of healing. Greater healing.
Yes. And I will keep the potion of speed as part of my bargain for this.
Yep, it's all yours.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Now, Talos and Heaven. Is there anything in this list that you guys want?
Yeah, he asks Rudy what. Well, for the sake of brevity, he asks Rudy what each of them are. Stops on the potion of Stone Giant Strength, and he says, "Excuse me, how much for this potion of Stone Giant Strength?"
Presumably using Silo as a translator.
More or less.
Let me go back and look up how up the rarity of that particular one. And a difficult one to make, one that will cost you 1,000 gold.
No. Yeah, that's just all Talos says. No.
Yeah,
my friend will probably turn down that deal, sadly.
Yes. It's normally the price would be lower, but at the I apologize, but the components have had a bit of a shortage lately.
Understood.
Talos says, it's a tempting offer, but, well, I'm sure I can get by on my strength alone. And to kind of demonstrate, he gives a little flex of his arm.
Roll charisma.
Alrighty.
So we're doing this today, it seems.
And like, yeah, she can't see it under the fur. I do not doubt it. Like,
Can I
But
roll
yeah, that.
back on her?
She does not seem impressed.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't need to roll inside that.
but yeah, that's for me. Heaven, do you want anything?
How much are the scrolls of remove curse and dispel magic?
They are $250 a piece.
Yeah.
250 a piece.
Rudy already bought them.
Oh,
But no, we have more, right? Or is that
Oh,
just the
oh yeah, like she's got like a supply of them.
Okay, that's up to you.
then I honestly don't have any. I don't have anything I want on here, so I'm good.
Okay. How much, before we head off, my ma'am, how much is the oil of sharpness? Oh, never mind. I read that slipperiness.
An easy mistake to make. This quite deadly when applied to a weapon. And the oil of sharpness. It's if your friend did not, I wish to pay my price for the stone giant strength, and I doubt you could afford the oil of sharpness either. It too costs 1,000 gold.
Fair enough. I'll keep in mind this price and stuff when we return.
I look forward to seeing you back.
And I look forward to seeing you again, see what you come up with, ma'am. Now, good day.
It has been a pleasure doing business with you.
Likewise. And CeeLo would motion the group to head out if they're all done.
Okay. So, with your shopping done, and there's still some daylight left, plenty of daylight left in the day for any information you want to gather, but we are at time now, so I think we can do that next week.
I'll just write down what I want to do for next week then.
Oh yeah, and just a heads up, I already took out the money for the rations and water skins on my end.
I had assumed you did. Thank you for confirming that. Okay, so that is the session for today.
Okay. Also, where I have updated my notes.
Okay. All right then. I think we can drop the stream then and now.
All right.
See y'all later.
Thank you all
Bye
for
there.
tuning in. See you all next week. Bye bye.
See ya.